Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. Whatever time it is for you, I'm Cyclone. It's time for more Let's Play Train Simulator Classic. I decided to go ahead and just do the Class 66 scenario because we've already seen one of those. Nothing really new to introduce here. And I don't think it's going to be the Armstrong Powerhouse model. I think it is going to be the default model that's used in this case because it actually comes with the route. It is not the separate bundled package. So this is one that comes with the route. It will be default settings. I haven't done anything to modify this. So we are going to be seeing a default Class 66 EWS V2 version today. As for my opinion on whether this is what we should be seeing with the route, I don't think this is really something we needed with the route because, again, Armstrong Powerhouse already modified the Class 66. We already have a much more superior one available from Armstrong Powerhouse. The Class 66 pack from Armstrong Powerhouse is probably one of the best packs they've ever made. And I'm saying that legitimately. The Class 37, I think, is another one that I still have to play that one. But the Class 37 and the 66 are probably in the top two. There might be a couple others there that I can't think of right now off the top of my head. Maybe the 319 might be up there. 321, while early, might still be up there. I don't know. I haven't seen all of them yet. But from what I've seen so far, the Class 66 has to be one of the top three easily. And of those I've played, is probably the best one so far. So I'm going to say that this is a train that was not needed with this pack, and I think it's just a way to artificially add value to the pack to try to get more money for little cost, which unfortunately is how business works sometimes. If you have something that works, you keep using it. And it is true, the Class 66 runs on this route. In fact, I've seen a workshop scenario maker using the Class 66 on this route, so now they have every excuse to use the 66. It comes with this expansion pack, so it works for them too. So everyone has their own opinion. If you're getting this route for the first time and you haven't gotten much to go with for the game at all yet, then this is a good way to get introduced to the trains, but you're going to want to get the individual packs and get the upgrades at some point to use those versions of the trains. So this is still good if you're new to the game, but as someone who's experienced in the game, I think having the 66 and 67 here is a bit blah. Nonetheless, we'll take a look at the scenario. And we're going to look at the 67 at a later time because I haven't actually introduced that train yet. I want to introduce that train, and then I'm going to probably come back to this route at that time and do that scenario and the Helensburgh Rattlers scenario. So I haven't figured out exactly when I'm going to put the 67 in. I'm going to try to find a way to do it. I have to see where it runs and go from there. For now, though, the Class 66, 25-minute scenario, nice, quick, easy scenario today. Also should be a very quick editing job given it's a freight scenario. Let's get started. Welcome, driver. Due to overrunning engineering works at Larkfield Junction, freight services have been diverted via the City Union Line. You are to take this service from High Street Junction to Sunnyside Junction. There is a lot of traffic on the North Clyde line this morning, so expect progress to be slow. Prepare the locomotive for departure and wait for the signal to clear. You do see that we were not forced into the cab on this one, correct? This is a little inconsistent, in my opinion, in terms of DLC, but okay. And again, I paused the game so I could read the whole message. That's a long message as well. My goodness, that's... Why is that 3 lines down in the message box? I don't get it. Anyway, let's get in the cab. And we're going to also unpause the game, which I need to remember to do. So, again, we don't have any Armstrong Powerhouse enhancements. So I literally just pushed up, and the reverser was already ready to go. If I had the Class 66 Armstrong Powerhouse enhancement, by the way, I'd be able to play with the computer up there as well. You see that electromotive computer? I'd be able to actually play with that. I can't do that. It's already preset for what it's going to show me. And, yeah, the reverser's already in, so I don't have to do the Shift W to insert the reverser here. I just go straight up. Hey, there's a train up there. That is the Milngavie to Edinburgh Waverley Limited Stop Service 2M20, as you can see there. So that is, I guess, who we're waiting for right now. My brakes are not on for some reason. I don't know why. They started not on. This is worrying. Or actually, no, you know what? I think I know what it is. Because there's a different brake setting here. Notice the way that the it goes plus 100, minus 100. No, the brakes are on. They just set differently. They work a little differently. That's understandable. So if I let them off completely right now, which is what I'm doing, I'm going to probably find I'm going to start moving slightly. In fact, there it is. I'm going backwards. So on the brakes go, and we're going to make sure we don't do that. Okay, we've confirmed that that happens. So I'm going to wait for my green signal. I'm going to have to probably wait for that train at High Street up ahead. That's all I can do. Wait for that train at High Street. I guess we'll look at the train while we wait to depart. Now approaching the main line between High Street and Bellgrove. Bellgrove is the first station we will be passing through. Of course, we don't stop at any of the stations here. In fact, let's take a moment to review our itinerary while we get ourselves up to a slow speed here. I'm actually going to keep my speed at a maximum of 15 right now before I bring up the itinerary here. So let's actually just drop it here right now. We'll take a quick look. We're going to be going through Bellgrove Junction, of course, which takes us towards Carntine. So we're going to skip Duke Street, go to Carntine. We're going to head through the Shettleston Workshop, which I don't know what that means. We're going to go through Blairhill, and shortly after that is the turn off onto Sunnyside. We have 8.5 miles of this journey, roughly, total. So knowing that we have 8.5 miles of journey time, and we have basically 8:12 as our arrival time, as you can imagine, we have 18 minutes to go 8 miles. I don't think we're going to be going anywhere close to 60 for the majority of this journey. I think we can settle for slower speeds during this particular journey, and I might do that. Because otherwise we're going to get a lot of reds and yellows. I never turn my headlights on. That's sloppy work. There we go. Okay, we're going to idle the throttle right here because I am going at 17 right now. That's good enough. I'm actually going to bring it back up to 12% to hold. But we do have what I presume is a red signal up ahead. And knowing that, I'm going to actually put a little brakes back on so I get my speed down for the platform. Otherwise, we're going to have an emergency brake triggered on us if that is a red signal. It is a red signal. You can see that clearly now, up ahead. I don't see the train we're waiting for yet. Gonna try to maintain some speed, but I don't think that's gonna be possible. No, looks like we have to stop here. Oh, maybe not. That is 2V39 coming towards us. Change, please. There it is. So we're being given a green, which means proceed at line C, but let's not forget that there was a train ahead of us, and unless that train head off towards Springburn, we are otherwise going to be behind it. So I'm going to assume we're following that train on this line, because it's always safer to assume that. So I'm a little over 30 right now. I'm holding around 34 at the moment. I don't feel it's necessary to go too fast again because I suspect we're going to have signals up ahead. There's another train coming by. Punching it up to 35. I'm going to idle it back to a 12%. And my camera just zoomed in on its own. I did not do that. So my camera just zoomed itself in for some reason. That is weird. My hand was not even on the control to do that, so I don't know how that happened. I just went up to 37, it looks like, so we are proceeding towards our Shettleston workshop waypoint, I should say, not timing, because there is no timing. The only timing is the last one. It's worth 1,000 points. Now, this was, in my opinion, a missed opportunity to start the scenario with 1,000 points and just allow the freight traffic to do what the freight traffic needs to do. I never like the idea of having a timing at the end of a freight scenario because that suggests that there's a timetable to it, and it isn't. There's no timetable. It's just a schedule. It's just more of a casual drive type of thing. So the fact that it's being given a timetable just does not make sense, and I don't like that setup for these kinds of scenarios. This is a missed opportunity to use the start with 1,000 points function. I think that's a yellow signal up ahead. Nope, it just turned green. Okay, I'm going too slowly apparently. Let's speed up a little bit. The good news is I don't have to slow down for this signal, because if I passed a yellow and it would have turned green shortly after that, then I would have been looking at a very hard brake to slow down. So you know this is at least a yellow, probably a green. Nope, it's a yellow. There is a train at the platform here. You're making a stop. You can see that is train 2E57 heading to Balloch. So I brought the speed down a little bit just in case we have a red. 25 is good enough for now. I can stop on site with the 25, I believe. You see a junction over there. It looks like it's on some grass. That looks like a disused junction over there, or just disused siding. We have a red up there, so I'm going to hit the brakes right now. Just turned green as I did that, of course. Well, we're little less than 4.5 miles from Blairhill, so we are going to be seeing that soon. We did, by the way, pass Carntine and Shettleston. I believe Garrow Hill is the next platforming, unless I missed it already. Forty is a good speed to idle around at right now. That gives us a speed of 2 kilometers per, or 2 miles per 3 minutes. That's actually way too fast. We're gonna have to slow it down anyway. So that's still too fast right now. So I believe this is Garrow Hill right here. That's a yellow signal. One of the reasons I wanted to cut the speed down a little bit. I had a feeling we were going to be seeing another yellow here. Rain! We were going too fast anyway, so I'm accepting of this. When we get to about a third of a mile away, I'm going to put a little bit of brakes on to see if we can see the signal up ahead at that point. Actually, the downhill is doing the brakes for me already. I don't even need to do the brakes yet. Gonna just hold at a 12% throttle for right now as we peer ahead and look for a signal. I think it's around the corner, so we can't actually see it yet. We'll check on that in a moment. I need a little more power briefly. That's a green. Green, green, green. So this is Easter House. We're going to have 2.5 miles to go from Easter House to the Blairhill platform. Once again, I think I'm going... Well, that might be around the right speed this time. Might even be a little too slow at this point. I don't know. Let's just keep it. Let's keep it around 40s for right now, because I think we're closer to the correct speed now. My math may be a little off. Actually, I might be too fast on second thought. Because 2 miles in 3 minutes, yeah, this is way too fast. Slow it down. I'll stay around 35 for right now. There's a train coming there. You can see him coming around the corner. That's 2M23. Another limited stop service. Again, everything's a class 320 because that's what shipped with the original route. There are no other trains besides the 158, which I think was an experimental train, the way it was set up. And it turns out that nowadays the 158, which was supposed to run that route, ended up not getting the license to run that route or permission to run that route. So the 156 was not included with Suburban Glasgow, therefore the 156 does not show up in the scenarios either. They were limited as to what trains they could use as a result. The 320 is the only passenger train that actually is usable in this circumstance. So they had to use the 320 for everything. I'm sure you'll see 156 in scenarios as well. So we have a green signal right here. We are 1.25 miles away from Blairhill, and the signal that we're going to be passing is a little beyond that. So we should be roughly in the range where we can slow down for the signal at this point, if it is red. There is Blairhill right there. There is another signal, which should be a yellow, I would imagine, for us. Gonna bring it up to 30 because I want to maintain that for a little bit longer. There's the 25 up ahead. We are within a mile of the platform, so the speed we're going would get us through the platform actually a little slower than I want to be. So I'm going to gain a wee bit more speed for a moment. There is the yellow. We're going to need to get our speed down to 25 after we get through Blairhill. So that is a necessitated by the speed limit up ahead. We will need to get down to 25, but we may need to also slow down a little further if we are coming too quickly on a potential red signal, which I think we're, based on my current timing, I think that might be a situation where it might be green by the time we reach it. I might be going a little slower than I should have, so I might have done the math wrong, guys. This is Blairhill. You will be leaving the main line at Sunnyside Junction up ahead. Take the train slowly up the spur and come to a halt at the trackside workers a few hundred meters on. This is exactly what I wanted to do when I come up on a 25. Read messages. It just turned yellow. Okay, I saw a red. It literally just turned yellow. So we are able to proceed at 25 at this time. We're going to have to get down to 15 and 10. You see the buffer up ahead? That is not a siding. That is actually the end of the route. There is train 2H45, who we were waiting for. So yeah, that buffer is actually the end of the route after the section. The part including Whifflet on the West Coast Main Line North was included in the original freeware route that was on the Steam Workshop up until about 2019 or early 2020. It was included in that because it was part of the route. Keep in mind the route did redress some of the West Coast Main Line North stuff as well. So there were improvements made to that route as part of the freeware route that are not in this route. That little section of track, including the actual portal, was copied directly into this route. Again, it's only for the purpose of being able to connect the track, and nothing else is actually included in this route. That includes the section of Cumbernauld, which would have connected to that track as well. It would have gone all the way up to Gartcosh Junction, and then West Coast Main Line North branches away when you have the two branches going around Gartcosh. The third branch on the north end of Gartcosh is not included in the trackage on West Coast Main Line North. And you don't get to Gartcosh Station itself, nor do you, of course, see steps or anything beyond that, heading towards Barn Hill. Now, before we actually come to a stop, I just want to point out that this is my second time running this because I actually had an issue with something on the previous recording, and I had to re-record this as a result. It's not my day. This is not my week for recordings. I'm just going to say that right now. I've been getting problems with everything with different reasons, so I have excuses for everything today. In any case, you're going to see I've already got the score, so nothing unusual. Also, we're going to have a quick turnaround on the stop here. So I'm just going to tell you right now, like the video, subscribe to the channel. It is free. Hit the bell so you know when I actually do post more things here to watch. I'm going to try and do some Train Sim World in the future as well. It's just a matter of getting to a point where I can start playing that on stream or on video. There's the workers. I'm going to slow down right about here. Not quite yet. Slightly further. I can actually pull it up slightly more and we're good. Now it's coming to a stop. Okay, let's look at the train as we finish. Fun little bug here, ladies and gentlemen. The back wiper is on with the front wiper. Don't ask me why, it is. In any case, this worker is apparently going to take over the train. I should have stopped slightly further back, but the marker was not at where he was, unfortunately. Well done, driver. You successfully completed this early morning journey. This takes us to the scoring screen to see the inevitable. And like I said, I already got the score previously, so I'm not gaining any experience because I already had the experience gained here. So, yeah, just we'll accept that. In any case, looks like I'm approaching a landmark level. 50 changes my icon, apparently, on the experience. That's interesting. But in any case, we're done this scenario. We're going to come back in the future to do the other two scenarios. I want to actually do the full Helensburgh run on the updated core that we're supposedly getting, and there's no date of release for this, so it's only been teased back in December. So I don't have an actual expected date of release for this new core yet, but we are going to get it at some point. We are going to take a look at it when it does come, and we're going to be able to see what it does in terms of improving the experience on the route. I also have to test Long Island Railroad. I really, really want to know what happens to Long Island Railroad. It's definitely slow all the way, especially in the Jamaica area. So I do have tests to do with that. This is now on the test because we do have those occasional slowdowns where something is loading. Most of them are not bad. I've had a couple really big ones I've cut out, but most of them are not bad. So it's just a matter of getting the bad ones cut out, and the ones that you see, we're just going to have them, unfortunately. So the little ones are going to stay there. But in any case, I will see you in the future for those two scenarios. In the meantime, what are we going to do next time? I don't know yet. I've been looking at a couple of Just Trains route. The old Bristol to Avonmouth route came to mind as a possibility that I'm looking at. I also kind of want to do the old Bristol to Exeter route, but I do know that as I'm re-recording this, I think I saw something in the chat of the Train Sim World stream about a Midland main line, possibly for TSW. If that's true, then I kind of want to visit the TSC one soon, because that's going to be one I want to look at. I don't know what train we're getting for it yet. Someone suggested a 222, someone suggested a 170. There are several trains that could be there. It could be a 140 or a 150 model, I don't know. What else could be there? I don't think a Riva would run there, so it wouldn't be a 175. Wouldn't be a 180. Could be a freight train. We could get some freight traffic through there, so we could be getting something like a Class 67 maybe. I don't know. There are some options there, and I'll be very curious to see what kind of a train we get to run on that route. It's going to be something very interesting, whatever it is. I'm trying to think what else runs on that route. I can't think of anything else. I honestly can't. Could be a locomotive like a Class 40 or a Class 50, but I think we have a 50 already. We have a 52 for sure. I don't think we're going to get a warship for that, so it's not going to be a 42. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see what comes up for that. I know the 222 is a great option, and that's one I am eventually going to look at when we do the London to Bedford Midland Main Line, because that one has scenarios there. That train has scenarios on that route. So when we do that, we'll do that. But I kind of want to look at the Just Trains one, because that one, the original Sheffield to Derby route, is the core route that has that is the basis for all the other routes to attach to on the Just Trains version. It's going to give me a chance to show you the entire Midland Main Line network as well, assuming I can actually run it on my computer right now. We'll see if that is the case. I might do that, but I might do something else next time. I'm undecided. I also have some Western Lines of Scotland content ready to go for you as well. It's just a matter of editing the videos down and putting that in. I've been wanting to do other routes first, obviously. So we'll see what I end up doing. We'll do it next time, and I'll see you for that in a few days. So I'm Psycho. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, like I said. Of course, like the video, and have a wonderful day, evening, or night, whatever it is for you, your part of the world. I'll see you next time for more Let's Play Train Simulator Classic. Bye-bye.